Hi friends, today on Spuds and Scones we're making delicious homemade strawberry and chocolate scones from our home kitchen to yours. So let's get started. For our dry ingredients we have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. To that we're going to add a 1/3 cup of granulated white sugar, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, which will serve as our leavening agent in our scones, make them nice and fluffy, and 1/2 teaspoon of good old table salt. That'll balance out the sweetness to our scone. And as always, the recipe is in the description below. We're going to whisk those dry ingredients together. Beautiful. Thank you, husband, for the butter. We're going to dice that up 8 tablespoons, and we're going to quarter that. Perfect. It's going to be nice and cold as well. Right into our dry ingredients. And we're going to take our pastry blender here. If you don't have a pastry blender, you can use a couple knives, but just make sure you're not using your hands to add heat to the dry ingredients. Perfect. Get that blended there. It's going to look like pea-sized gravel is what I like to say. It's going to make sure the butter is well incorporated. Onto our fresh ingredients here, we have diced strawberries, 3/4 cup of those fresh strawberries. Juicy and lovely. Gonna pat those dry a little bit so we just don't add some extra moisture to our scones. Add those to the dry ingredients. And for the sweet part, my favorite, some dark chocolate chunks here. So we've got a cup of dark chocolate chunks. We're going to incorporate that together, fold that so everything is nice and evenly distributed. Wet ingredients next. We've got 2 eggs here. I always like to crack those in a different bowl so we have no shells happening. A cup of whole milk here adds nice richness. And we're going to whisk that together. We're going to look for a nice fluffy and frothy mixture. Now we're going to reserve 3 tablespoons of our egg wash mixture. That's going to add a beautiful golden brown color when we brush the top of our scones with that mixture. Excellent. Alright, we're going to make a well in our dry ingredients. And we're going to add our milk mixture next. And what the well will do for our mixture is ensure that we are not over mixing our scone batter. Perfect. So we're going to go from the outside and work our way in here. That'll ensure that the flour is not over mixed, and this looks perfect. So you're going to see a little bit of the dry flour still. That's great. We're going to turn this onto our surface here, and once we get that all molded together, it's going to be in about an 8 or 9 inch disc here. And we're going to flour our hands. Beautiful. Our best 2 utensils in the kitchen, of course, are our hands, as we know. Pat that into that disc. Beautiful. 2 thumbs up from me. Okay, we're going to take our 3-inch scone cutter that I've dipped in flour to ensure that nothing sticks to the scone dough. We're going to push that down in one swoop. We're not going to twist. Twisting will create a flat scone, which we don't want. And if you like this recipe, be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a video. We have our 6 beautiful scones that we're going to add to our parchment lined baking sheet. Voila! Going to get our egg wash that we reserved earlier. With a silicone pastry brush or whatever you have, we're going to make that golden brown sheen on our scones.
Okay, these are looking great. We see the fresh strawberries and the dark chocolate chunks. I can't wait to eat them. We're going to get them into a 425-degree preheated oven for 15 to 16 minutes until the tops are nice and golden brown. Let's get to it. Scones are done. The way you can tell that they are done is that they are golden brown on the top and the bottom here. Looking great. We're going to get these to a baking rack for 5 to 10 minutes just to cool. You know, it's very tempting to eat it right out of the oven, but we want them to cool a little bit. So get these to a baking rack and then we'll get to tasting. These have been cooling for 5 to 10 minutes, and of course it's always closer to the 5 minutes for me because I cannot wait. So we're going to pick one here. This one looks good. And we're going to cut this just like a hamburger bun. We don't want to cut it vertically. The British will scoff at that, as I've said in other videos. All right, let's open this. Wow. All right, so you've got the dark chocolate, got the fresh strawberries here that adds a wonderful moistness to the scones, and the dark chocolate makes it not too sweet. It has just the perfect amount of sweetness. So if you like this recipe, be sure to look up here for another recipe. And until next time, this is Jessica from Spuds and Scones, and we will see you in the next recipe. Thank you.